So, since I've still got Moon Knight on the brain, actually this is a fanfiction idea that's been kind of rattling around in my skull for a little while now. And I figured since with Moon Knight Season 1 over, yeah, I thought it'd be a perfect time to do this story, this fanfiction AU, this Moon Knight AU, as a fanfiction idea. So, let's get into it. So this AU, basically... is gonna be wild. Like, just letting you know, this is gonna be a pretty wild story to begin with. So, in this story, what happens is that, what happens is we follow Marinette. We follow Marinette from Ladybug, and she is basically a young up-and-coming fashion designer for Gabriel Agreste. She's obviously attracted to her son, to his son, Adrian. She's living a normal life, but the problem is she's been having a sleeping disorder. She's been having a bit of a bad sleeping disorder as of late. She's, like, waking up in, like, either, like, her car or outside, lying on the floor in her bedroom, or one time in the street. And at first, she's just thinking, oh, maybe I'm just, putting too much stress on myself, and I'm just walking around, like maybe I'm sleepwalking or something else. So, as this goes on, the night stuff gets a little more, like the night walking and whatever starts to get worse and worse. However, there is little things that happen. Like Adrian says, "Hey, so you really popped off on Chloe the other day. Like, what was that all about?" I was like, and Meredith's like, "What? I didn't do that." Like, yeah, you did. There's footage. So they go back and they show. They check out Marinette gets to check out the footage, and it's her just like shouting back and even like punching Chloe. And Marinette's like, "I don't remember that. That wasn't me." So she's starting to like what basically is that Marinette is like, Adrian tells her, maybe this is like maybe you're suffering from multiple personality, like dissociative identity disorder. And she's like, "No, I don't have multiple personalities." So eventually, what happens next? So now let's get into a little more crazy stuff, because now you're probably wondering, well, what are the other personalities? Oh boy, we got some. Hold on, this is gonna get a lot crazier. So one night, after blacking out, Marinette finds herself in her apartment, lying on the floor, and like she wakes up and there's like a gunshot wound through her shoulder, and she's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And like she reaches up and touches her hair, and it's like it tumbled down. It's all like these long red hair, and she's like, "What's?" At first she thinks she's bleeding from her head. He's like, "Wait, that's my hair. Why is my hair red?" And at this point, she hears a voice go, "Oh crap! One of the parasites is out." And she's like, what is going on? And at this point, guys start busting into the room with guns drawn. She blacks out again, and all the guys are dead. And now she's like driving a car. She's like, what the hell's going on? In the rear view, she says, "Marinette, you gotta get out of here. You can't be here right now. I need control." And she looks up, and it's like an image of her of a different woman in the image. So if you haven't guessed yet, Marinette is the Stephen Grant of this story, of this AU. She's the Stephen Grant. Wendy is the Mark Spector of this story. It turns out Wendy in this continuity, so in this AU, Wendy was a mercenary who was sent to Egypt. She was along with her squad in Egypt, and Robbie, who was the head of the group, you can probably guess who he is in this universe. basically they found like a whole treasure of Khonshu, like the ancient ruins of Khonshu are like just filled with gold, and Robbie was like, hey, why get pittance when we can just sell the whole damn thing in the black market? Wendy was like, no, we can't do that, you know, these people hired us to do to protect them. And he's like, nah. Blam! Shoots her in the head. The bullet hits her, and as she's dying on the floor, Khonshu reaches out and makes her into his avatar. So she is Moon Knight. Now, you may be thinking, well, Marinette and Wendy look so different. How can that be? Well, the thing is that Marinette has always how she's perceived herself as Marinette Dupain Chang. She has always perceived herself in, like, whenever she sees like a camera or something like that, she doesn't see Wendy. She sees herself. That's how deep her personality is. It's the same for the third one too, but yeah. So Wendy and Marinette do have a third personality, and that third personality is Sasha Waybright from Amphibian. But in here, she's the Jake Lockley of this, where she's the more violent personality. She's the more aggressive one, and the thing is like whenever the personalities switch, like whenever Wendy switches between Marinette and Sasha, is that they basically pull out and put on a wig. So Marinette puts on the blonde wig, and excuse me, not the black-haired wig. When Sasha takes over Wendy's body, she puts on the blonde wig. So in this story, what's going on is that Wendy is being hunted by Robbie, who is, like I said, our Bushman of the story, and all of her friends are in the squad, and what happened is that after she got shot, the Egyptian authorities were radioed, because Wendy before she voiced her whole like this is wrong, she was like, I already know that they're gonna try something, so I'm gonna call the Egyptian authorities ahead of time. They got called, they got arrested, Robbie and the crew broke out and are now hunting Wendy, who's now dealing with 3 different personalities. While at the same time and she is the avatar of Khonshu. She is Moon Knight in here. So, yeah. So Marinette's whole world is turned upside down because, yeah, the whole life she's thought she had was never real. She never had, like, a family. She wasn't born in France. She's just been basically, like, a safe house. Like, she's been a living safe house for Wendy for a while. While Wendy and Sasha does have, like, some control, some autonomy, too, have been more or less been going out as their respective alternate selves and wrecking shit as Moon Knight in this story. So yeah, I thought, like I said, this is a pretty wild story, right? Like, this is just complete bonkers, right? It's a what was it? It's a few other things, like we do have Stan in here, who is our Frenchie. There's your deep cut for all the comic Moon Knight fans. We have Dipper, who is kind of like the Layla of this story. He was an archaeologist who was part of the team and actually tried to help Wendy when she was wounded. And actually, like, in a fit of desperation, it was him who dragged her to Khonshu, and he was like, oh god, please let this work. Like, he was all in on the whole Egyptian, like, magic and whatnot. So when she got shot in the head, he was like, shit, I hope this works. Hey, Khonshu, got an avatar. Anyway. So, yeah. There you go. Like I said, this is a completely bonkers story, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this Moon Knight AU? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know, and as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.